Welcome back to the Cloud Master Bootcamp. Here we are going to go with the next model, that is cloud deployment model. As in the past, we have seen cloud service models and there were three type of service models. Now we are going on further and looking for the deployment models. Most of the cloud hub have 10 of thousands of servers and storage devices to enable a fast loading. It is even often possible to choose a geographic area to put this data closer to the user. Thus, these deployment models for cloud computing are characterized based on their location. To know which model would best fit the requirements of your organization, let us learn further and see what are the various types. So, moving on to the next. Here, deployment model. What actually deployment model defines is that it's a type of access to the cloud. So, when we talk about deployment, we come to know that how we can access it using public internet, using a VPN, or only within a company network. So it is also defined how the cloud is located. That's what I just said a few seconds before. So there are four types of cloud model. First is a private cloud, second is public cloud, third is hybrid cloud, and fourth is the community cloud. So moving on to the next, we first go to the private cloud model. Private cloud allows the system and services to be accessible within an organization. So what does the private cloud does? So we, in the picture, as you can see, this is a cloud and it belongs to a private organization. So it's just accessible by that organization. It offers increased security because of its private nature. So when we talk about a private cloud, we can say we can consider the confidentiality in it. So whatever the confidential matter information will be there, we can uphold this thing to a private cloud. So private cloud generally built using VMware, Hyper-V, or Citrix. These are the different private clouds. So what it offers? It offers a cloud infrastructure built in house. It retains and controls of resources, more security and privacy, can conform to regularity requirements, and the most important, it needs a huge capital investment. Yes, it needs to be expertise to build and maintain. So these 2 points should be considered, that it needs a huge capital investment as it is a private cloud, and it needs a very good expertise to build and maintain. Now, what it means is that it will be integrated with your data center and managed by your IT team. Alternately, you can also choose to host it externally. When it comes to customization, the private cloud offers bigger opportunities and that helps to meet the organization requirement. So it's also a wise choice for mission critical processes that may have frequent changing requirement. So this is the main thing, those which are mission critical processes, we can go for the private cloud, where the data privacy, security, and support legacy systems. This gives an advantage to the private cloud. But talking about drawback, here we come to know that it is a huge capital investment and it should be expertise. It needs expertise to be maintained, high maintenance. Okay, moving on to the next cloud. As we have seen a private cloud, the exact vice versa, we can say it's a public cloud. So what actually a public cloud means? So as the name suggests, it's accessible by all the public. So it's a public deployment model in a cloud that are perfect like for organizations which are growing, which are fluctuating, which have fluctuating demands. So for all that, this public cloud comes into picture. The public cloud allows the system and services to be easily accessible to the general public. So public cloud may be less secure because of the openness. Okay, yes. So as I said, in private cloud, confidentiality matters. But if the information is less sensitive, or we don't have the information to be more concerned about, then we can hand it over to the public cloud. It may be less secure because of the openness. Yes, that's true. And the example for public cloud is, we know, Google, AWS and Azure and etc. So what characteristics it puts on? It puts on that it is available to everyone. There is less minimal investment. There is no hardware setup, no infrastructure management. Anyone can go and sign up for the service. Economies of scale due to size. Shared responsibility model. So yes, and talking about its drawbacks, it also has the reliability issue. Since same server network is open to a wide number of people, it can lead to malfunction and outages. Also the data security, as I said, for less sensitive information it is good, but considering the security, public cloud has its own drawbacks. The service and license limitation. While there are many resources that you can exchange with tenant, there is a cap on usage. Every usage will be having a cap over it. So this is all about the public cloud. Moving on to the community cloud. What actually a community cloud does? The community cloud allows systems and services to be accessible by a group of organizations. As in private cloud, it was accessed by a single organization. Here in community cloud, it will be accessible by a group of organization. It is the community cloud operates in a way that is very similar to a public cloud. There's just one difference is it allows access to only a specific set of users who share common objectives and use cases. So this type of deployment model of cloud computing is managed and hosted internally or by a third party vendor. However, you can choose all the combination of the three inside this. So what are benefits of community cloud? About this cloud, we can say that smaller investment. A community cloud is much cheaper than private and public cloud and provides greater performance. The setup benefits are also there. As shared infrastructure by several organizations, we have shared concerns, may be managed by organizations or third party, yes, and costs are spread over fewer users than a public cloud, but more than a single tenant. Yes, and for setup benefits, the protocols and configuration of a community cloud will be aligned with the industry standards. This allows the customers to work more efficiently in much more efficient way. Only talking about the limitation, yes, it's a shared resources due to the restricted bandwidth and the storage capacity. The community resources often pose challenges, and it is not as much as popular also, since there are like public clouds are used. Since this is a recently introduced model, it is not that much popular. So moving on to the next, that is the hybrid cloud, the fourth deployment model. So what actually is a hybrid cloud? As the name suggests, it is a mixture of public and private cloud. So however, the critical activities that are performed using private cloud, while non-critical activities that are performed using using public cloud. Example, that is Azure hybrid, best of both world. So it is the best of both, we can say. As the so while each of the model in hybrid cloud functions differently, it's all the part of same architecture. So workload is deployed mostly on private cloud. All the workload that will be deployed on private cloud, and the resources that can be used from public cloud when there is a surge in peak load, like when there is a cloud burst, it can be used from public cloud. So understanding the benefits of hybrid cloud, it is very cost effective. The overall cost of a hybrid cloud solution decreases since it majorly uses the public cloud to store the data. And the security, talking about it, since the data is properly segmented, there are chances like the chances of data theft from attackers is significantly reduced as it is segmented. And about the flexibility, so hybrid cloud is very flexible with higher levels of flexibility. The businesses can create custom solutions that fit their exact requirement, what exactly they want, as it is a mixture of both private and public. So it's very flexible. Only problem with the hybrid cloud is that it is more complex in nature. Like setting up a hybrid cloud will create a most complex architecture. It needs to integrate both, like public and private. So we can say that this hybrid cloud cases are mostly for those organizations which has multiple use cases, like a specific critical or sensitive data. This type of mix specific use case will be considered for hybrid cloud. So yes, we take a break over here for cloud deployment models, and let's meet further for the next module.